Hello, this is Michael Paul. I'd like to talk a little about something happening very soon that I believe is important. I joined the Scottish Rite 45 years ago this year. It was truly love at first sight with the philosophy. I knew that I would spend the rest of my life studying it. But as I studied this beautiful system and its history, I began to see where human ignorance, falsehood, and ambition began to try and steal the system for its own. I saw groups claiming to uphold the very philosophy, conducting at least mean spirited attacks on others who appeared to be only advancing the very same philosophy. It's mine, you can't have it, were the cries seeming to come from both sides. And it didn't happen just once, but twice in the 1800s. The first conflict centered around a Mason by the name of Joseph Cerneau, and the second around James Foulhouze. Both were highly respected Masons who all at once became vilified as the worst kind of Masons and human beings. And why? Simply because they sought to advance a beautiful Masonic philosophy. I felt compelled to know what drove these Masons, what made both sides so bitter and willing to fight in such a nasty manner against fellow Masons. I wanted to learn as much as possible about both of these men. But to truly understand them presented a problem, especially with one. Despite my many years of searching dusty libraries and research centers, I could find no words from Cerneau himself to explain why he gave up everything to advance a system when it cost him so dearly. So much of what was written about him were from friends and foes, but nothing by him. Joseph Cerneau was the leader of one side of a true Scottish Rite war in the early 1800s. It was a war that destroyed the Scottish Rite itself in the U.S. and resulted in all bodies of this rite going dark in all areas of the U.S. except New Orleans. I've always felt such a loss at not being able to read the why from the hands of this man himself. The same was not true about the leader of one side of the Second Scottish Rite War in the mid 1800s, James Foulhouze. In his 1859 historical inquiry, Foulhouze clearly explains his position and provides the why behind his actions. I found this book vital to understanding his side of this struggle. In 2012, I republished Historical Inquiry as a photographic reproduction book. My original thought was that by doing the book in this manner, his original design would be preserved. The problem was that the book was very difficult to read due to the age of the book itself. The type on many of the pages was smudged and burned. I realized that many would not take the trouble to read the sometimes small and unclear original text. Several years ago, my son Jonathan Paul took on the task of reconstructing the book. I believe that he has done a masterful job and has meticulously recreated the original into easy to read and understand modern text. In just a few weeks, this new edition will be released, while keeping the original photographic textbook also in print. The goal is to make a better, simpler reading experience while maintaining the original phototext edition for those who desire it. The goal of this new edition, as well as the original, is to better understand a very painful and disturbing period in Masonic history. By better understanding James Foulhouze's position, you can better understand Albert Pike's position in this unfortunate war. The goal is simple: Masonic education. I hope you stay tuned and pick up a copy of this important new edition from Cornerstone. Thank you.